After 10 years of studying, I finally got into a 985 university. My parents held a 3-day banquet to celebrate. Relatives and friends sent their blessings with smiles on their faces, praising me for being sensible and promising. I also thanked them one by one with a smile on my face, until 3 rounds of wine passed and I reached out to take the red envelopes from the guests. My sister-in-law suddenly put the bowl down heavily, regardless of the occasion, and lay on the dining table and cried loudly. The lively place was suddenly soaked with cold water, and everyone didn't know why and didn't dare to speak. Brother Lin Yan hurriedly took paper to wipe her tears, feeling sorry for Hong Bao. "Oh my little darling, is it the baby? That little bastard is making trouble in the belly again." He shook his head, his little face was pale, and he raised his head and tears fell silently. "Husband, I just feel sorry for our little treasure." In terms of interpersonal relationships, each family has a number in mind. Logically, these red envelopes should be given to my little baby after 4 months. Jingjing took it today, so the little baby received fewer blessings when he was born. My son is obviously the great contributor to the continuation of the Lin family, but he was bullied by his aunt before he was born. It's really pitiful. When my sister-in-law started to talk, I knew it was coming for me again. Xiaobao is my unborn nephew. According to my sister-in-law, she checked it through her connections and it was a boy, so she decided on the baby name early. I don't understand. She has been married for half a year. I am a senior high school student. I focus on studying every day. 1, I don't spend more money. 2, I don't cause trouble. Why does she have to make things difficult for me? I usually do well in the exams. My parents praise me. She also cries and says that she has a hard life and has not met a good opportunity. Otherwise she will definitely go to Tsinghua University. Peking University doesn't need to take care of the husband and children early and waste your life. Later, my parents didn't let me raise my grades at home. When I add an extra bowl of rice, my sister-in-law took out a small notebook without saying a word and wrote it down, saying that since she got married, every stitch in the house is hers. After I get married, I have to ask my husband's family for it, and I often blow pillow wind, which makes my brother dissatisfied with me. The couple met me before I graduated from high school. If my parents hadn't been furious and stopped me, I would have been married to a second married man with a baby and become a stepmother. There are countless things like this, and my brother, who has always spoiled her, always takes sides without knowing right from wrong. Sure enough, my brother glared at me fiercely and said arrogantly, "I heard it, why don't you bring the red envelope over quickly? If you are still a human being, you shouldn't snatch your nephew's things." It's always like this. On a good day, he has to put on a bitter face, as if everyone owes him something. What a bad luck. I was so angry that I didn't want to indulge him. I threw my chopsticks and started to scold him. He cried and cried. He cried all day long when he was unhappy. You cried all the blessings of this family. Lin Jingjing, you are so rebellious. Who are you? You dare to talk to your sister-in-law like this. You don't care about the seniority. I shouldn't have paid for your education. You read so much that you are a dog. I sneered at an unemployed vagrant who has been relying on his parents for many years. You are so embarrassed to say that. I was also angry when my relatives and friends watched the fun. I was not willing to be outdone. I really know how to flatter myself. Are you your husband? How dare you open your mouth and spit shit? Seeing the tense atmosphere, my brother rolled up his sleeves and was about to teach me a lesson. My parents, who came out of the kitchen with dishes, heard the whole story and hurried forward to smooth things over. Jingjing said less. Her mother acted as a peacemaker and turned to her sister-in-law to apologize. "Linli, don't worry, our relatives don't care about those gifts. No matter how much you give Jingjing now, you won't be short of it in the future." Xiaobao's relatives nodded and said, "Yes, all of them." Sister-in-law Lu Lingli wiped her tears and said, "That's not what I said. All brothers, sisters-in-law, uncles and aunts, please judge. Now Lin Jingjing will hand over the money to me. Then Xiaobao can take today's share and the share in the future. Do you think this is reasonable?" So in the end, Lin Jingjing still took Xiaobao's money and didn't spit it out today. I will never let him go if he calls me my son. Damn it, he can even come up with such a set of perverse theories. He must be crazy about money. He figured out the motive. It seemed that Lu Lingli was determined to take money out of my pocket today. The relatives shook their heads and nodded. They looked at each other and could not speak. Mom gave another solution. "Let's do this, Jingjing. Mom will make up for this for you. Xiaobao can also take double portions." Sister-in-law screamed, "Mom, do you really think I'm easy to bully? The money you and Dad have is originally mine and Lin Yan's. What you did was just taking the money out of my left pocket and putting it in my right pocket. I'm not stupid. Dad never interfered in family matters. Mom always solved them, but he was very proud. A good meal was messed up like this." Looking at the strange eyes of the relatives, he felt a little embarrassed. At this moment he slapped the table and couldn't help getting angry. "Enough of yours, mine and his. We are a family, we should help each other. How can you be in charge of things after making such a fuss? Just do what your mother says. Targeting Jingjing, you two get out now. Dad is a senior executive of a listed company after all. He looks stern and intimidating. The brother and sister-in-law shut up angrily, shrank their necks, and dared not speak like quails. In the second half of the party, except for the sister-in-law with a gloomy face, everyone was happy to toast each other. I thought this farce was over. But I didn't. I thought that my sister-in-law's active mind never stopped, and her evil ideas went far beyond that. The banquet was over, and the relatives went home. I felt that my mother was too tired from cooking, so I asked her to rest first, clear the table and wash the dishes. When I came out, I passed by my brother and sister-in-law's room, and heard noises from inside. My sister-in-law's soft and weak voice rang out, "Mom and Dad, it's not that I'm mean to Jingjing, but she can't go to college. On what basis is she, Lu Lingli, someone who is nothing? The results she got after years of hard study and bloody battles. It's his turn to interfere." Although I was furious, I still suppressed my temper and continued to listen. I wanted to see what he was going to do next. Looking through the crack in the door, I saw my brother nodded and agreed. Although I haven't eaten pork, I have seen pigs run. After 4 years of college, the tuition and living expenses alone will be more than 100,000. Our little Bao is about to be born, and by then milk powder, diapers and clothes will be an expense. Our family can't afford it. People like Lin Jingjing who still rely on their parents after becoming an adult, I know with my toes that this is what sister-in-law said. It was taught by my son. Lin Yan herself is also stupid and has no independent thinking ability. Since my sister-in-law came into the house, he has completely become a puppet controlled by my sister-in-law. Before my sister-in-law came into the house, although he and I were not related by blood and our relationship was not as close as that of ordinary siblings, we had never disliked each other. After hearing this, my father's face changed immediately, but my mother pressed his hand, motioning him not to speak first and wait and see. Then she gently persuaded Jingjing that although she was an adult, she had not yet entered the society and should be responsible for it. Moreover, your father and I will pay for the money so you don't need to worry about it. Mom and sister-in-law sat up straight in an instant. Their voices were sharp and piercing. You are old, why don't you be reasonable? Lin Yan is the boy in the family. She is the one who will take care of you in your old age. Your money originally belongs to us. It does not mean to pay it back. We are using our money to send him to school. Lu Lingli put the broken hair behind her ears and said as a matter of course. Moreover, according to the rules over there, Lin Jingjing should not look down on others at such an old age. His mission is not it's about getting married and having children. If you read too much and become cunning, you will become a money-losing commodity that no one wants in our hometown. The betrothal gift will have to be halved. What the hell? I won't marry my sister-in-law, who is a beater and has no status in the poor mountain village. Even $1 million betrothal gift is not enough for me. Not to mention that I have a better future waiting for me to explore. I pushed the door open, the anger in my eyes was real, and I said rudely, "Who do you think you are? You want to make the decision? Why can't I still be a college student for my marriage? I've never heard of the elder sister-in-law being like a mother. Not only do I want to make the decision, but you have to give me the betrothal gift too." My sister-in-law spoke slowly, as if this was the only thing that was right. I couldn't help but pick up a pillow and throw it at her. Watch your mouth, my mother is still alive and well. Okay, we're all family. Harmony brings wealth. Harmony brings wealth. Lingli, it's not that mom is partial to her. Jingjing got these grades through her own hard work. She can go to school if she wants, and no one is qualified to make the decision for her. My mother is always like this. She swallows her anger for the sake of family harmony, and I have suffered a lot too. I feel wronged. Mom doesn't know that giving in is only useful to people who have a sense of propriety. People like Lu Lingli who are selfish to the core will only encourage their arrogance. Sure enough, my sister-in-law curled her lips and tears fell. She sobbed and said that everything must be fair. I married here, and you said to treat me as your own daughter. Then should Jingjing and I be treated equally? We are both money-losing goods. Why can he go to college when I have only a junior high school diploma? I think you didn't treat me as a family at all. Then I'm leaving. I think my little treasure should not be born in such an uneducated family. This made my brother heartbroken. He hurriedly hugged and coaxed him and comforted him softly for a while. My sister-in-law stopped crying with great difficulty, and my brother turned around and scolded me again, wishing to eat me alive. Lin Jingjing, get out of here quickly. As long as you come back, the family will not be at peace. You are the one who should get out. I am really convinced. No wonder they are a perfect match. They really don't find any problems of their own. Take 10,000 back. No matter how badly he should be kicked out, it's all because of him, the adopted son who has no blood relationship with him. Back then, my father and his friend Yang Jingyuan were deceived into going abroad, but only my father escaped. while that friend was left forever in that land of blood and eggs, where people are eaten without blinking an eye. When Lin Yan's mother learned the news, she took away all of Yang Jingyuan's property without saying a word, and then directly threw Lin Yan the burden at the door of my house, and never asked about it once in all these years. My father was concerned about his friend's reputation, and after being rescued, he always said to the outside world that he was rescued by his friend. In fact, this was all a scam organized by Lin Yan's biological father from beginning to end. Yang Jingyuan had already boarded the pirate ship. As a middleman, he deceived his most trusted friend to go abroad. Fortunately, my father was vigilant, and at the last step he avoided all kinds of eyes and ears and quietly escaped. However, Lin Yan's biological father was skinned and stripped of his tendons by the people in the park for not meeting the target. All these years Lin Yan has always believed it to be true, and he was grateful for the kindness he received. As a matter of course, he took advantage of all the benefits of my family, and my parents also took a 我们会过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过过这个老个人谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈谈怎么办呢? The usually temperless mother also became a little impatient, so she went straight to the point. The notice has been sent out, so just tell me what you want to do. Lu Lingli changed her depressed look, sat up straight, and then showed her first sincere smile of the day. She was a girl, what was the point of going to school so much? She still had to marry someone else. Spending money now would be a loss-making business, not to mention that girls were not as smart as boys. They could keep up with the progress in high school but not necessarily in college. Don't waste your money in the end, and you must understand the truth that it would be a waste of time to draw water with a bamboo basket. If you ask me, boys should go to this school. My brother is looking for a job recently and lacks a diploma. Although he graduated from a technical secondary school, he has a flexible mind and will definitely be able to keep up with the progress if he goes. Giving him this notice will make the best use of it. I laughed, not knowing whether I was angry or because of his stupidity. After going through so many circles, it seems that I am just seeking benefits for that gangster brother. Does he think that the rules and regulations and inspection procedures of the university are stupid and he can just replace him casually? Lu Lingli is Voldemort. Our whole family knows this. After all, in order to save his beloved younger brother, he even sacrificed himself to seduce and even married my brother. Speaking of my sister-in-law's younger brother, my brother has some connection with him. Lin Yan has no other skills. He is arrogant but has nowhere to display. He always thinks that he has amazing abilities and he only needs an opportunity to soar into the sky. But the reality is that he started a business with the so-called successful people who came out to venture into the society early. He almost lost all his family property on the grounds of arranging connections. He even mortgaged the house when it failed. Hyaming didn't work, so he ran to my father's company to ask for money, which not only made my father lose face at his age, but also almost lost his job. That nobleman was Lu Lingli's younger brother Lu Heng. Later, after persuasion from his family and taking turns to popularize legal awareness, Lin Yan realized that he had been cheated by Lu Heng. All the money he had arranged went into Lu Heng's pocket, and he lost it all in gambling. In an impulse, Lin Yan was about to block him with a kitchen knife, but he didn't expect that he had never seen Lu Heng at all. It is said that after a while, he hooked up with Lu Lingli. Lu Lingli coaxed me into being very happy. With one mouth, she could praise my brother who had accomplished nothing and was always causing trouble to the sky. I felt very proud of it. The two of them became more and more inseparable. Now everyone is happy. Not only does Lu Heng not have to repay the millions of dollars in debt, but Lin Yan also pried open the safe and stole the last 500,000 yuan in the family, and gave it to her personally as a betrothal gift. When we got married, my parents were almost furious when they knew the truth, but what can they do? Lu Lingli is pregnant, so he has to take responsibility. Although he was reluctant and the whole family felt as disgusted as if they had eaten rotten vegetable leaves, my parents still accepted the marriage with a pinch of their noses. However, since then, the word Lu Heng has become a taboo word in this family. As expected, when this name was mentioned, my father's face turned pale instantly. His legs trembled and he couldn't stand steadily. He covered his heart and shouted for medicine. I was so scared that my heart rose to my throat and I almost cried. I crawled to the living room to get the quick-acting heart-saving pills. My mother also rushed to the kitchen to get water. My brother folded his arms and said, "I'm fine." Watching the show from the side, the old fool pretending and pretending, Not afraid that it will become real if he pretends too much. Listen, is this what people say? For more than 20 years, the family has raised a pig. It has been tamed. I finally couldn't bear it anymore, and gathered all my strength to slap him. With a snap, 5 red fingerprints appeared clearly on Lin Yan's rough and thick face. He was stunned, and when he reacted, he said he would beat me, but when he saw the kitchen knife waving in my hand, he settled down. Mom fed him medicine and repeatedly helped Dad to calm down. My dad finally calmed down. Sister-in-law didn't care at all, but kept making demands. Mom and Dad, I just want a definite answer. Can this notice be given to my brother? It's really the old lady who got into the bed and laughed. Thinking of this, I also laughed out loud. It's different if you haven't been to school. It's okay if you don't have culture, but you don't have legal awareness. You think you can replace someone if you want to. You are not afraid of only being in prison for a few years. The sewing machine mother helped Dad to calm down. According to what I said, Lingli can't do this. Sister-in-law, the corners of her mouth drooped and she began to sob again. She wiped away the non-existent tears on her face. You can't do it, or you don't want to do it. You are just bullying me because I have little education. Don't think I don't know. As long as we find someone, this matter will be easy. It's because you don't want to spend money. I married here and got pregnant with your Lin family's grandson. Even if I have no merit, I have worked hard. You can't even meet this request of mine. I won't give birth. I want to go back to my parents' home and let your Lin family's incense be cut off. Dad's originally straight back suddenly hunched over, and the whole person seemed to have aged 10 years overnight. Do you really want to go back to your parents' home? He asked calmly. Sister-in-law looked at Dad's gloomy face, thinking that he was afraid, and blindly said that you were going to cut off our Lin family's incense. Lu Lingli's eyebrows were almost raised to the sky, and her pride was beyond words. If you can't even meet this request of mine, why should I give birth to a child for your family? I regret it now. The request just now was just to give the notice to my brother. Now I have to find someone to marry Lin Jingjing off. It must be agreed in advance that the betrothal money must be given to me. He is an adult and still eats my food and drinks my drinks. I feel ashamed for him. Hey Dad, what are you doing? Before he could finish his words, his parents drove him out with a broom. Then go back. Don't say that the child in your belly has nothing to do with my Lin family. Even if it is a Lin family seed, my family has no heir to the throne. You are a troublesome thing that keeps on loving and annoying. I have tolerated you for a long time. Get out of here now. After that day, the house was much quieter. Lin Yan, who had always been pampered, had never been. The family members lost face and kicked him out on the spot. They also threatened not to ask him to come back. It's a joke that without this couple, our family of 3 would have a hard time. A useless person who has no job and no skills, who only knows how to stir up trouble all day long and has to rely on his parents for support, really doesn't know his own weight. Lin Yan is tough. Lu Lingli is of the same lineage as him. It seems that she knows Lin Yan's life experience. She no longer has the same domineering attitude as before, and no longer threatens to cut off our incense. She just sent me a message a week later. A message said that my brother can go to college without your admission letter. I couldn't help but ask a few more questions out of curiosity. My sister-in-law proudly said that she had found a way, all-inclusive for 20,000 yuan, and the other party guaranteed to send her brother to the same university as me. It was a fake scam at first glance, but my sister-in-law was complacent and believed it without a doubt. Considering our years of friendship, I tried to persuade her, but she thought I was inflexible. She thought that I was working so hard to study and take exams for something that could be done with a little money. Turns out that reading too much will turn you into a nerd. Where is Jingjing? My sister-in-law is not bragging, but gold will shine wherever it goes. Although your sister-in-law has not received much education, her mind is much more flexible than yours, not to mention my brother. With his ability, he will not be able to stay in the job market unless he earns 1,000,000 yuan a year. I shook my head. It was hard to persuade him with kind words. The damn ghost wanted to commit suicide, and I could not stop him. Retribution came quickly. When the school was about to start, the so-called well-connected agent cheated my brother and sister-in-law of another 30,000 yuan on the pretext of paying the school selection fee and disappeared. That 30,000 yuan was all they had. Savings. The two of them don't have formal jobs and are idle all day. Now that they have been cheated and can't pay the rent, they have to come back for help. After a party with classmates, I went home and saw my brother and sister-in-law sitting on the sofa. My brother was silent, and my sister-in-law put on a bitter face and told my mother that I, Lin Jingjing, had known that I would be cheated, but she deliberately didn't tell me. She wanted to laugh at me. What's the use of reading so many books? A person with bad character will not be welcome anywhere. He is so young but has a bad mind and is too vicious. He also thought that as long as he was willing to come back, his parents would treat them as before. Unfortunately, this abacus is doomed to fail. Without their interference, more than a month would be enough for me and my parents to brainwash 800 times. My mother just rolled her eyes when she heard it, and shook his hand away. She blamed others for her stupidity. My sister-in-law was in tears and looked at my brother for help, but my brother just said impatiently that it was enough. My brother seemed to have really grown up overnight and frequently showed his kindness to me. I was even proud of it, and posted my notice on my circle of friends, and warned my sister-in-law not to embarrass me. If this little trick could make me really believe that he had changed for the better, then it would be a waste of all the years I had been with him. Sure enough, 2 days before school started, I found that the notice was missing when I was packing my luggage. I searched the whole house, but found the notice torn in half in my brother and sister-in-law's room. They probably thought that tearing up the notice would prevent me from going to school and spending money. I was furious on the spot and smashed a lot of things in their room before I left. The only thing to be thankful for is that the internet is well developed now, and the paper version of the notice is not the only proof, so it does not affect my schooling. If it were more than 10 years ago, I would have eaten it. After my sister-in-law knew that there was no impact, her face twisted for a moment. Then she forced a smile and said that she accidentally broke it, and offered to buy me a ticket as compensation. He insisted on sending me to the station and hid the ticket, and would not give it to me until we got to the station. I was alert for a moment, thinking that something was wrong, and ended up beating him. I checked my phone and found that they had bought me a greenskin ticket with no seat for a journey of more than 1,800 kilometers. There were no tickets available for rebooking, so I had to return temporarily. Facing the questioning from my parents, my sister-in-law screamed and refused to repent. What did I do wrong? I did this for Jingjing's own good. She was spoiled by your family. If women don't suffer more, how can they serve men in the future, and how can they get married? For a moment I was furious. I didn't care that she was pregnant and slapped her. It was really like a toad lying on the ground, not biting but disgusting. Fortunately, my parents had a backup. They immediately decided to drive me to school, so I didn't delay anything. College life was wonderful. I studied hard and made many interesting friends. In addition, I actively participated in club activities and learned how to put on makeup. I didn't care much about the troubles at home. I only knew that my parents were decent. My sister-in-law was pregnant and it was not safe or convenient to rent a house. I softened my heart and agreed to let the couple live at home. As the winter vacation approached, my sister-in-law gave birth. It's a little boy, a new member of the family, and my parents also like children, so the relationship with my brother and sister-in-law has eased a lot. Specifically, they actually agreed that my sister-in-law's brother Lu Heng would come to my house for the new year. However, my parents are not stupid. Agreeing to their sponsorship does not mean forgiveness. They no longer provide any financial support, so the couple's life is still tight. At the same time, my roommate Zhang Yu, a rich second generation, and his parents are busy with work all year round and don't go home, so we hit it off and invited him to come back for the new year. When my mother heard about it, she couldn't help but be happy, and she started planning a large table of sumptuous dishes in advance. When we got home it was just noon. Zhang Yu and I carried our luggage into the house, and my sister-in-law had just got up. When we met I was too lazy to pay attention to her, and asked Zhang Yu to take a seat. As soon as I sat down, I noticed that Lu Heng's malicious eyes fell on Zhang Yu. From time to time, he would whisper to my sister-in-law to discuss something. The two siblings were excited. Lu Heng was lawless. Not only was he a gambler, he had also been to the police station for indecent assault. I was cautious and stayed in the same room with Zhang Yu at night. We lived in peace for several days. I almost thought I was too suspicious. Just when I relaxed, something happened suddenly. My parents and brother went out to visit relatives in the first month of the year. I didn't like this kind of occasion, and because I had a guest, Zhang Yu, to entertain, I didn't go with him. My sister-in-law wanted to take Xiaobao to stay at home as well. That night there was a scream in Zhang Yu's room, and I woke up from my sleep. I first called the police and then quickly ran out, but my sister-in-law covered my mouth with hers. He said viciously, "Mind your own business. You're ruining his business. I'll make you pay. When he makes the matter a fait accompli, I'll capture this rich man and keep him here. Won't you also benefit from it?" I was speechless and could only shake my head. "Brother, hold on tight. I'll watch this bastard for you. He used to do farm work, and he's so strong that I can't even open my eyes." I was almost mad. He actually let this set of tricks was brought to my home. Is there any law in my eyes? I caught a glimpse of the scissors on the coffee table next to me. I didn't care about anything else and wanted to reach out to take them, but Lu Lingli found me. He dragged me away from all sharp objects. At the same time, the hand on my neck tightened hard, almost suffocating me. Looking through the open door, even if he struggled hard, Zhang Yu's clothes had been torn. A huge sense of powerlessness swept over me, almost drowning me. I closed my eyes, a trace of grief came out of my throat, and I couldn't help feeling desperate. At the critical moment, the police arrived. The joy and sorrow of surviving a disaster made me collapse to the ground. I was covered in cold sweat and soaked all over like a 40-degree heat in the hot summer. In the scorching sun of 10 degrees, it was like running 10 kilometers. I didn't care about the pinch on my neck. I used my hands and feet, rolled and crawled to hug the shivering Jiangyu, patted his back and comforted him softly. It's okay, it's okay. Lu Lingli and Lu Heng were arrested. At first, they tried to argue that this was a family matter, and that their wives were disobedient, so they taught them a lesson. When the police asked them to produce evidence, they were speechless. Lu Heng rolled his eyes and insisted that it was all my sister's idea. Mr. Policeman, if you don't believe me, you can look at the chat records between my sister and me. She was the one who instigated me. Lu Lingli was shocked and subconsciously argued, no, I didn't, and then I met Lu Heng's warning eyes. He was speechless for a moment. He opened his mouth silently, his face was pale and ashen, and nodded. He was right. It was not the first time that I, Lu Heng, had done such a thing. Obviously, I was much smarter than his sister and did not leave any handle. All the chat records showed that he was instructed by Lu Lingli. He thought he was great just because he went to college. They were all women, why did he live like a princess? If such a person stayed in our mountain and became a wife for everyone, he would have to obey my orders. When both of them have lost their innocence, if they still dare to go to school, I will take some photos of them without clothes and make a scene at school. Let's see if he has the face to continue studying. Hurry up and remember to take Lin Jingjing after you are done. This money-losing item was sent to the village and sold to the lame man at the entrance of the village as his wife. The betrothal gift was 100,000 yuan, and we split it in half. From the information, we can see that Lu Lingli instigated her brother to commit the crime out of jealousy, but how could I let them get their wish? I had made sufficient preparation since the night Jiangyu asked me to move back to my room and sleep alone. I picked up the surveillance camera in the blind spot of the table in Jiangyu's room and handed it to the police. It recorded the entire process of the crime committed by Lu Lingli and her brother, including what they said. Facts speak louder than words. When my parents and Lin Yan came back, everything had already been settled. As a woman, my mother is very empathetic. She knows how much Jiangyu would be hurt if they succeeded. Oh, my mother is such a gentle person. She has never lost her temper at home since she was old enough to understand. For the first time, she picked up a chair in the police station and smashed it on Lu Lingli. My brother stretched out his hand to stop her with a look of contempt and disdain. It's nothing, isn't it? As for making such a big fuss, just let the people out immediately. If anything happens to my wife and brother-in-law, I want Xiaobao to disown you. But at this time, no one had time to pay attention to him. Instead, the chair in my mother's hand turned and smashed directly on him. If the police hadn't tried to smooth things over, Lin Yan would have been in the hospital by now. Lu Lingli and her brother will definitely spend the entire first month of the year in the police station. Apart from that, Jiangyu and I will try our best. Trying hard to collect evidence, legal sanctions are waiting for them on the way home. The elder brother said angrily that he would take Xiaobao away, so that my parents would have no grandchildren to hug, and they would not be able to support them in their old age. My father slapped him and asked him to be more obedient. After a long time, he shook his head and lamented the misfortune of his family. This road was blocked. My brother came to beg me again and threatened me. He was unreasonable all the way, but after getting off the car he couldn't take care of himself. A woman with disheveled hair, skinny body and dark complexion rushed up and scratched Lin Yan's face. In a few strokes the skin was torn and bleeding. Lin Yan, my money, give it to me, give it to me. Lin Yan kicked the person away, panicking. What are you saying? I don't understand, get out of here quickly. The bag in my father's hand fell to the ground. He opened his mouth silently and asked tentatively, Yunxia, I have heard this name when I was very young. Now when I hear it again I feel a little dazed. She is the wife of his friend Yang Jingyuan and Lin Yan's biological mother. After Lin Yan's biological father died, this cruel woman remarried immediately and threw Lin Yan, who was wearing a short shirt and shorts, directly at my doorstep in the middle of winter. If my parents had not ended their business trip early, Lin Yan would have died on that cold night without any accidents. From then on, my father treated him as his own son and kept warning him not to contact his vicious mother in the future. But the woman named Yunxia had no time to pay attention. My father just grabbed Lin Yan's collar and asked for money. Where did the money come from? You have sucked my blood for so many years. Don't think I don't know what you are doing. If you are not satisfied, I will send you to the police station. In fact, Lin Yan is really penniless. After his parents stopped giving him subsidies, he and his sister-in-law could not take care of themselves. Xiaobao's milk powder and clothes were all purchased by his mother herself. In addition to maintaining food and clothing, his brother and sister-in-law could not get a penny from his mother. From the woman's crazy words, I learned that Lin Yan had not broken off contact with him for so many years, and secretly gave him a lot of money. I glanced at her and suddenly saw a few pinholes on that slender arm. Once suspicion arose, many things became more and more obvious. I secretly sent a text message to the police with trembling hands, and quietly pulled my parents and Zhang Yuan away. Stay away from these two people. Facing Yunxia and Lingyan, he looked like a stingy person who was not afraid of boiling water. Haha, the people of Yunxia suddenly laughed without warning. Since you don't give me money, you won't have a good life. He turned to look at my dad, with a madness that wanted to destroy everything in his eyes, and said with a sharp gaze, "You don't really think that Lin Yan is Yang Jingyuan's seed, do you? You are so self-touched. You have raised the son of your enemy who harmed you for more than 20 years. Is it fun?" Lin Yan ran over and grabbed his father's trouser legs. "Dad is a lunatic, don't listen to him. I am my father's biological son. He lied to you, don't believe it. You won't really believe it, right? I don't even know where this came from. Oh, by the way, I knew this a long time ago, and I still lied. I have been with you for so many years. Half of your money was compensated by him, and the other half was spent by me." Although Yunxia was a little unclear in mind and spoke incoherently, we still extracted a lot of information. Lin Yan was picked up by Yunxia from the roadside. After she became pregnant, Yang Jingyuan was away from home all year round. Yunxia couldn't stand the loneliness and had an affair with another man, but accidentally had a miscarriage. It happened that Yang Jingyuan was abroad at that time and couldn't come back. He didn't find any clues, which made it convenient for Yunxia to operate behind the scenes. Therefore, Dad's behavior over the years was nothing but self-touching, and even in the eyes of Lin Yan and his mother, it was a complete joke. Dad was stunned on the spot, and the smartwatch on his hand issued a sharp alarm. Dad shouted to help, but it was too late. I watched him collapse to the ground. The ambulance arrived in time. Dad had a sudden cerebral infarction and various complications. After entering the hospital, the doctor made a diagnosis and gave him a thrombolytic injection within the golden 4 hours. He has woken up now, but he looks listless and has no energy. I know it is because of the sequelae or he is unwilling to face the reality. We all got on the ambulance, leaving only Lin Yan and her son still struggling on the spot. The police received my message and went out quickly. They found Yunxia according to my description, but the scene was a little different from what I described. She fell in a pool of blood with a knife stuck straight in her abdomen. She was dead when I reached out my hand. The scene was not. I saw Lin Yan. He had fled after killing someone. My eyelids twitched when I heard the news. I packed my things overnight, and was about to take my dad to transfer to another hospital when I heard good news. The police had finally caught Lin Yan after 2 days. Lin Yan had already hidden back in his hometown in Yunxia. But according to the police interrogation, he was not willing to let our family live, so he took the risk to come back and take action. As a result, he was keenly noticed by the plainclothes officers on duty near the hospital and was arrested. After hearing what I said, my parents were completely disappointed this time. Even Xiaobao was sent to Lu Lingli's mother's home. The child is still young, and his parents gritted their teeth and put tens of thousands of yuan in his swaddling clothes. As for his future life, we can't predict it anymore. And I couldn't take it into consideration. Our family moved to another city and didn't tell anyone. We just wanted to stay away from this place of trouble. Zhang Yu almost suffered an unexpected disaster, but he felt that it was not my fault, so he didn't blame me. He even thanked me for saving him at my own risk. Our relationship became stronger. He even volunteered to be my bridesmaid when I got married. What more could I ask for? Dad recovered well and could run and jump. Without the burden of his brother, sister-in-law and children, he focused on his work and even became more successful in his career. He started a business successfully in his later years, and it is just around the corner for me to become a rich second generation. In short, the boat has passed through thousands of mountains, and our lives will only be better in the future. The whole text is over.